Hey guys, so I'm in my warehouse, as you can tell, and I sold a book lot yesterday. This is one that I actually have had up since the first week of September, and it is December 1st, so it has taken about 3 months for it to sell. And I posted on Instagram when I got these books, just because they were really nice, and I actually got them for free. And I posted about them, but I never, of course, made a video because I haven't been making videos. But I wanted to share them with you because for a couple of reasons. Because book lots can do really well on eBay, and this is on eBay. This is not on Amazon. So I'm not sure if I mentioned that when I started the video. There are some, of course, sets or series that you can sell, book series or sets on Amazon. If they're the complete set, then you can bundle those together and sell them on Amazon, Merchant Fulfilled, FBA. A lot of people do that. But the great thing about eBay is if you have incomplete set or series, you can still sell them what you have, or individually, or parcel them out, whatever you want to do. These I got were, these are actually 55 books. I'll show them to you. They're these Bantam books, leatherette, black leatherette Bantam, Agatha Christie Mystery Collection. So they all look like this. They're all, actually have 55 of them. So they're all different titles. Oops, no, it's backwards. Well, anyway, they're all different titles. I got a bunch of them here. I boxed them up already. Here, I'll show them to you so you can see. So there are 55, and interestingly, they're actually being purchased by an international buyer. So someone in Europe. I've got to actually weigh out, box them up, weigh them out, and then invoice them for the correct shipment, the correct shipping cost, because I found out that eBay no longer, through managed payments, is doing global shipping program. I guess they're working on bringing it back, or some form of it, variation of it. But for now, sellers have to, as far as I was told today over the phone, sellers have to deal with the cost of that, or invoicing the customer. So we got to weigh that stuff and invoice them, and they have to pay it to us, and then we can ship it out. Luckily, they all fit in one box, and they're not over the threshold, the 70-pound threshold. I believe it's probably going to be around 50 pounds, or maybe a little bit over. It's pretty heavy. But you can go up to 70 pounds, just like you can with media mail. So that's good. This is Priority International Mail, or whatever. So it's the first time I've ever sent such a heavy package, international. So I'm going to tape it up real nice, do my best with that, and hopefully it'll arrive in one piece. So a couple things. So these books, I got them for free because... oh, right. So these were sold. I listed them initially for $299, and then I dropped them to $279. And then recently, about a week or two ago, I dropped them to $269, and that's when they sold. So for $270, plus shipping, of course. So that's a nice sale for a book lot or book set that I didn't have to pay for. So it's actually, I got them from someone locally who has a free library, and has given me books in the past. And I also give her some books because she has a lot of people coming by that she hands out books to. So sometimes, relationships, sort of networking, if you want to call it, can make a difference. I'm not very good at that, not yet anyway. I'd like to get better, especially now with my warehouse sale. But that's one way to make connection with people. But the more you build relationships, the better chances you have of finding these types of books, because these were actually donated to her, because she's a resource for people for donating books, for getting books for free, that type of stuff. And so they go to her, and what I'm trying to do is become kind of like her, and that's in that way where people will think of me to donate their books to, or other media. But that's a work in progress. She said that they were really nice, and she didn't want to just she felt I should have them, and that somebody would probably want them. So at any rate, it's a nice, it's really nice when you get things for free, of course, it's without saying that, and then you sell them for good money. The return is plentiful, to say the least. So yeah, I just wanted to share that with you. A couple other things. This took almost 3 months. So, as you know, with FBA or merchant fulfilled, and if you do eBay, some things will just take a lot longer to sell than others. And this, all things considered, I mean, it was not that long. If it was one CD or one book or one DVD, that takes up a tiny little bit of space, it's not a big deal for it to take 3 months to sell. Just keep listing new stuff and hopefully eventually it will sell. But this takes up a lot of space. It's heavy, that type of thing. Thankfully, I have the space. I had it in the storage unit, and then I had it in my house, and I had a storage unit, and I had it in the warehouse, just sitting under the table, so it wasn't really in the way. But if you're limited on space and you're selling this type of stuff that is bulky or large, heavy, that type of thing, you have to move it around and it's in your way, then taking 3 months to sell might be tough, but it just depends on your situation. So, but I think if you have the space, if you have the room, have the shelving, whatever it may be, the storage space, if you have a storage unit, room in your garage, excuse me, or of course if you have a warehouse, then you'll probably have the space and you can store it. And I mean, that's the thing. I could have kept the price at $2.99, but as you know from some of my other videos, I'm a little impatient with this type of stuff. I really want it to sell. And especially this one that I didn't have to pay any money for. $40 or $30 difference between $2.99 and $2.69. The $30 less on the sale is okay for me. I don't know if dropping that price a couple weeks ago made the difference, or it just so happened that the right buyer came along and maybe they would have paid $2.99. That's the kind of thing you just don't know. It's probably good to have patience with this stuff, especially just in general. I mean, things are just going to take longer sometimes to sell, and there's nothing you can do about it. You don't want to drop the price too much, of course, because then you're just really cutting into your profit. If you had to pay for it, like if I had to pay, I don't know, $1 a piece for these, $55, let's say, and I sell it for $2.70, that's still a great return. But you might become impatient like me, and you might want to just move it, get it out of here. So I would say if you're gonna do anything on eBay or on merchant fulfilled, and you have to store it yourself, you're going to have the patience and make sure you have the storage space, because if you're going to get into bigger stuff, and sometimes it might take some time. And these particular books actually do do sell pretty often, especially ones that are grouped together. A lot of people sell them individually. Some I saw, 5 or 6 together, 10 or 20. I saw as many as 80 in this. I believe the whole set is over 80, 85, 90, something like that. And you can sell that for some really good money. So just keep that in mind, that, having patience, making sure you have the space for it, that it's not going to drive you crazy to keep it for too long. Because if you have 20 sets of, big bulky books and you're limited in space, it could become a real headache. So have the patience in the space. You might have to drop the price a little bit. That's fine. It doesn't hurt, if you don't mind cutting into the profit a little bit. Like I said, $30 is not that big a deal. After all the fees, I'm going to make over $200 on this. Let's see, I'll make a lot of, maybe $230. My math is not exactly right on that, but probably $220 to $230, maybe a little more. And I don't have to pay for shipping, so it doesn't come out of it, which is great. So try to build those relationships. You never know, right? It could be that one person that you meet and you tell them, hey, I resell books. I mean, you don't have to walk up to people on the street saying, hey, I resell books. If you have any books, you can give them to me, But if you're in a conversation with somebody and they ask you what you do or whatever, you can tell them, and you never know. They might say, oh yeah, I've got hundreds of books sitting on shelves I've been wanting to get rid of. Do you want them? That type of thing. Books, especially for a lot of people, are they don't consider them garbage, but they consider them not to be that valuable, especially nowadays with the proliferation of e-books and the Kindles and internet. A lot of people still have the impression that books don't hold much value, which, as we know, is not necessarily true, depending on the books. So you can come across these types of things and make connections with people locally. Local reselling is great. You can find a lot of books locally, and if you become that source, and then you can flip them on eBay or Amazon. So a couple things you can advertise for that. You can get print up some business cards and hand them out to people as you meet them and get into those conversations. Depends on how aggressive you want to be with it, but the more people you talk to, the more likely you're going to meet people that are going to want to have some books. A lot of people have books, and I mean, what do you think Goodwill gets those millions of books that they end up putting on the shelves or auctioning off to people like myself to all the bulk sellers, resellers. So you want to get to those books before Goodwill does, or any other thrift store, and you just never know what can happen with those relationships. So this is a good score. This is not a boast video. It's definitely just one to hopefully invigorate you, to inspire you to try to make those connections and try to find these kind of books that have value and that you can resell for some good money and keep that relationship going. I'll keep visiting this the free book lady, free library lady, and see what else she may have, and I like to give her some books as well. So you never know. So I'll be making some other videos. I shot another one about going through Gaylords that I haven't edited yet. That'll be coming up. And then I'm going to make another video about a lot of the eBay sales I made this weekend. I had some good sales, including, of course, this was the best one profit-wise, but I had a bunch of other ones that cumulatively are pretty nice. So I don't know. And I listed a lot. So I listed a lot of items. So on eBay this last week, and I have got a whole nother box of stuff to list. But anyway, we'll get to that later. So thanks for watching. Please subscribe. And as always, guys, keep booking.